Reno 911. It's a wonderful heist. Premieres December 3rd on Comedy Central. Thomas Lennon, Mary Birdsong here to chat all about it. Happy holidays to both of you.
Happy holidays, Rudy.
Holidays.
Thomas, go ahead and give us a little bit a breakdown of what this holiday special. Tell us what it's all about.
So, we're 125 episodes and 3 movies into Reno 911, and we're like, we've been sorely underrepresented in our holiday entertainment coming from the deputies, and it did seem fitting. We also definitely wanted to find a way to bring back Nick Swartzen's character, Terry Bernardino, the roller skating street hustler. We wanted to find a way to make him a pretty big character in this movie. So he takes on a little bit of like a Clarence from It's a Wonderful Life type role. And then the movie expands from there. It is Bobby Moynihan plays the owner of a mall where the deputies are going to do this pageant, this sort of very elaborate pageant that Dangle has written for the deputies.
Mary, there's so many wonderful parts of this movie. The mall, the pageant. We have Kenny Rogers, the singing icon. For you, when it comes to holiday time, what's kind of your one big holiday tradition or one thing that you gets you in the mood every single year?
Oh, one of my favorites is watching a Christmas special called Nestor the Long-Eared Donkey. It's for some reason it got left behind, right? They don't show it every year. It's not known. It's clearly a ripoff of Dumbo because it's Nestor the Long-Eared Donkey. But one season, my family was watching it together on HD for the first time, and it's from, I think, the 70s or 80s. And all of a sudden, there's a freeze frame of the innkeeper, and his nose is clearly a huge penis. And we must have watched that scene about 25 times. And we were so in the Christmas spirit afterwards. And it truly was like a
Nestor the Christmas Donkey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It sounds a little bit like a Cheech and Chong movie that they just were pretending was a Christmas movie. Yeah.
But I highly recommend watching children's TV shows you haven't seen in a while on HD because like all the puppets were dirty. You could see the strings. It was really sad, but good.
I've gone back and watched some of those things from my childhood that I was like, I got some time. I'm going to head and watch this. And I was like, how did I spend every day after school watching this? Like, this doesn't make any sense at all.
It was the 70s. It was the 80s.
Oh, exactly. Thomas, I want to ask you, I've seen interviews before where you've talked about going to see live bands and, sometimes you want to hear their new material, but sometimes you're like, give us the hits. We want to hear, what you're known for. How was that an inspiration for coming back to Reno 911? Not only for the new episodes, but also this holiday special?
Oh, for sure. I mean, there was definitely a show I was at. I went to see, I'll say it, I was at Morrissey at the Hollywood Bowl, and I'd bought a really, really nice box seats. This is a couple years back, and the guy right behind me was screaming the entire show till his voice was gone. Play the hits, Morrissey! Play the hits! And this went on for 2.5, almost 3 hours, and he never stopped screaming that until occasionally a hit came on. And whenever we're talking about doing Reno 911, and I think about the shorts, and then I go to the Spirit Halloween store and they sell a knockoff of my Lieutenant Dangle outfit. I'm like, play the hits, Morrissey. Play the hits. Put the shorts on.
Yeah.
Get out there with Terry, the roller skating street hustler. Give them what they want.
Yep.
Which is me in leather underwear doing a Jesus pageant as Lieutenant Dangle.
Give the people what they want.
Give them what they want. What they quote unquote want, whether they want it or not. Yeah.
It's on their symbolic list, a Christmas list of life. This is listed somewhere. I think down towards the bottom on the Christmas list, but it's there.
It made the list. That's all that matters, and that it made the list. For some people, Mariah Carey is like that holiday music icon, and then we're talking, about Kenny Rogers. He's the musical icon in this special. Let's talk a little bit about incorporating him into that.
I'm not sure if people know, it was interesting, about 15, 20, 17 years ago in the first run of Reno 911, I opened up TV Guide one week and there's this big full page. There was a section that was always called What I'm Watching This Week. And they had interviewed Kenny Rogers. So there's a big caricature of Kenny Rogers and it said what he was watching. He said, I'm watching Reno 911. It's the funniest show I've ever seen. So and I tell everyone about it. So if their ratings are up, it's because of me. And that was Kenny Rogers. And obviously our brains melted because we were like, oh, we're Kenny Rogers' favorite TV show. That's crazy. So then we did the obvious thing where we called him up and we're like, do you want to be in the TV show? So Kenny was in the show, the old run of the show, a bunch of times, and was always super, super funny. In fact, he got assassinated by Patton Oswalt in one episode where we're supposed to protect him. Patton Oswalt came up to him and said, "What's the frequency, Kenneth?" And then attacked him. But so Kenny was a good friend, and then we would go see him in Vegas once in a while, and we wanted him to play a part in the movie, even though he is in heaven. So there's in a way his memory plays a pretty funny part in the film.
That's awesome. And if you never opened up that TV guide, the whole trajectory of his character and being a part of the show might have never happened.
Changed my life. Actually, it literally is framed on the wall in my office, the TV guide with Kenny Rogers.
As it should be.
Yep,
yeah.
Yep.
As it should be. And I just want to let everybody know, the special is about 80 minutes long. It took me about 3 hours to watch it because I kept laughing so hard that I kept missing the next line and I had to keep going back and forth. So please allow yourself enough time to watch it.
That is the best compliment
ever. Review. That's the best review.
I was like, I'll take an hour and a half. And I was like, I kept on doing it. So I can't wait to go ahead and watch it again with everybody else on December 3rd on Comedy Central. Thomas and Mary, thank you so much for your time today.
Really sweet. Thanks, Rudy.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.